Saturday, September 12th for episode 10 of the I5 Sports Ride. And for the first time, we are live on YouTube. Yes.
All of our stumbles over words, all the times that people walk in and out of our rooms and you don't
All
know
the
it
time.
because we usually cut it out.
Usually, yeah.
Get ready for it, folks.
And bear with us too, because this is the first time we're doing it, so there might be some bugs. So, anyone in the chat, if you guys see anything wrong with the stream or anything, audio wise, screen wise, just hop in the chat and tell us, because we're learning as we go too. So, yeah. And also, if you look to the left of me, we have a new sidebar to let you guys know what we're talking about.
Is it to my left too? Like, is this my left?
It's to your
Or is this my
right.
left?
It's to your right.
That way? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, because I think it's flip flopped.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good to be
Yeah,
back.
we're pretty excited. There's lots of things to talk about, lots of things going
Oh, there
on.
we go. Yeah, no, just keep going. Whenever you want to point to it, just go
here?
to the right. Yeah. And
I can even,
I
like-
have to go to the
We're gonna start up here and work our way
just
down.
work our way down.
I'm gonna try and nail it when we get to him.
Yeah. Honestly though, I don't think I've ever been this excited for NFL season before.
I know, I'm pretty pumped for it too.
I'm hyped. The game on Thursday was a good one too. I mean, okay, it was okay, but it was just good to be back.
It was okay. I was
Yeah.
a little bit disappointed for a personal bias that I have Deshaun Watson in our league, so I was a little bit bummed at his performance, like in the first 3.5 quarters of the game, and then you get the good 2 garbage time touchdowns. Like that gave me some points, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, Kansas City is locked and loaded again. They're ready to roll. Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield for him is so big.
It looks like he can be something big for sure. That looks like
I know.
That looks like a big pick for them too, and just adds another weapon to that already great offense.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough to dethrone them, but I think that the Texans are going to regain their feet. They're going to regain their speed, all that good stuff. And like they talked about, there's going to be a lot of rest, especially at the beginning of the year, because of the lack of preseason that they had. I mean, there was no preseason games. That was their first game. So
yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Texans too, because I thought they could be a little better this year too than they already looked on Thursday. But it's also, you're playing the Chiefs on the road week 1, so.
And I don't know Chiefs.
I don't know if you saw. No, go ahead. You go.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say the Chiefs defense doesn't get enough love.
It doesn't. No.
Like, yeah, they have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and now Edwards-Helaire and Sammy Watkins. I love Sammy Watkins. Travis Kelce. Their offense is stacked and loaded, but their defense is so good, and people just kind of overlook it because they score so many points a game. It doesn't matter how much their defense gives up.
I know, exactly.
But their defense is.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw after the game, but DeAndre Hopkins tweeted grateful.
I saw that. Interesting timing.
Yeah, and I had a little argument with Spence, if you're in the chat, with you about it. Why is he tweeting grateful when he's on the Arizona Cardinals?
I agree. I think that he was just trying to throw a little bit of shade, but I also think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be a little sneaky this year.
They are. No, I completely agree with that, but right now it seems a little early to be tweeting something like that when your forward team just lost to the defending Super Bowl champs.
Right, and you're
on the road week 1, and you're on a team that isn't like they easily could be better, but it's looking like they might be on the same level, but we just don't know yet.
Like it would have made sense maybe if he went and joined Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, or went maybe like the Packers or Vikings or something. Like, yeah, I would get that, but it's like
you're with an unproven quarterback,
right?
So
they have a lot of
young
talent. Yeah, a lot of young talent, a lot of unproven talent so far, though. So,
and I think their defense is definitely going to be good too. But yeah, anything else from the game Thursday you saw?
No, I just thought it was so nice to like be watching football again.
Yeah,
like I wasn't home for most of it, so I was like watching on my phone while I was doing things. But it was just nice to have the season back. I chuckled pretty hard when I saw the meme afterwards of look at the coach for the Chiefs had a Chicago Bears logo on his head, and he was looking back, and it said all the quarterbacks that they could have picked instead of Trubisky.
Oh yeah.
And it was when Deshaun got ran out of bounds, and he sat down next to Mahomes on the bench. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely got a kick out of that because I thought it was funny during the game too. But it's just really exciting, and it's exciting to see that the way that football is kind of going too. Not that it hasn't been great,
Yeah.
but I get so excited when a quarterback gets out of the pocket at the right times and scrambles and runs for it and is throwing stuff on the run, and Mahomes is doing his no look passing, and everything's just faster paced and more exciting. Like, that's the way it's going, and I love seeing
Yeah,
that.
especially those two we saw on Thursday. Like those two are going to be here for a while, and I love watching them a lot. And the Bears are always going to have that just pit in their stomach of they could have got both of them, right?
Yeah.
That was the same
Yep.
draft class.
Yep. They were. Oof. It's a tough one, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
What do we think about Andy Reid's face face
Can you
face mask?
see? Like,
That's
I
what I
just
was
don't.
saying. It looked like it was fogged up the whole time.
I don't get it. I saw one afterwards that somebody like wrote 1 and O in the fog on his face shield. Like, that was pretty funny, but I just I I don't get it. If they're all tested and they're all negative, like why is he
Yeah,
like wearing that? But also,
who
like, that
knows?
doesn't really do anything because the air just kind of goes whatever. But
It just looks like it's like making it more of a hassle for him than anything.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
All I know is that I saw another tweet from somebody that said that he can definitely still fit a quarter pounder underneath that and be able to eat it. So
yeah,
he's ready to roll.
for sure. Yeah. So prior to that game, we had a couple big moves be made. Finally, the Clowney drama's over.
Right?
We
I
were
know.
getting sick of that.
I would have, like, 2 months ago, I was still like, come on, Seahawks, come on, go get him
Yeah.
all stuff. And then it just turned into, well, he just signed with somebody. Like,
Yeah.
this is getting
At this point, it
ridiculous.
didn't matter. I just wanted him to get on a team and just so Seahawks fans can move on. Because all I saw on Seahawks Twitter for the last 3 months was, when we're going to sign Clowney. Is Clowney going to
Yeah.
sign? Like, and I'm sure Pete Carroll was getting sick of it too in press
Oh,
conferences.
for
When
sure.
what's an update on Clowney? And there
Dude,
was
he's
just
not even
no-
on
it
the
was
team.
same. Yeah, it was just the same answer every time where they're like staying in contact with him, but
Right.
it seemed
It
like
does,
it just never the sides never met up on anything.
it does make me wonder how much his agent was in play in that, though, because, like, I mean, it was what, 4 days before that he decided to part ways with his agent.
Yeah,
So I don't know if maybe something, or Clowney was like, hey, if I like let go of my agent right now and then sign it, everybody's gonna be like mad at that guy and
yeah,
not think it was me. But I mean, he still got what, 16 million,
15 mil.
15.
I
That's a really good
and I
deal.
heard the Seahawks offered him that earlier in the offseason.
Right. I
I don't
don't
know if it's true, but
I'm I thought I saw that we had like a 16 million at one point too. And so I think he was just unhappy with us not giving him the money that he thought he earned with
and
us.
the longer like because I'm sure they had talks in this season about an extension,
Right.
and that was probably riding on him too. That oh well, they never wanted me to come back in the first place. Why would I come back?
Exactly. And isn't I thought I saw, is it Vrabel? Was he the defensive coordinator at Houston when Clowney came in? There's some kind of
Maybe.
connection there. I saw something. There's some kind of connection at Tennessee, and I want to say it was Vrabel was the defensive coordinator there, and so he's going back to Vrabel. But there's some kind of connection that obviously leads to something, and I think he really sees
You're
some.
right. Yeah. So he was the linebackers coach for the Texans from 14 to 16, and he was a DC in 17 for the Texans.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he must have really enjoyed him and thought that he had a lot of stuff to offer him, so he went back to him. And Tennessee's going to be a really good team again this year,
Watch
and
out.
so
Yeah.
that's really fun.
They're pretty much riding on if Tannehill can play like he did last year because they can't
Yeah.
ride on you saw in the playoffs in the AFC Championship you can't ride on Derrick Henry the whole time because teams will figure him out and then you need a passing game too.
Well, and that's the NFL in general. You're not going to be able to just run down
Exactly,
people's
yeah.
throats because they can pack the box, and defensive backs and safeties and linebackers are evolving so much to faster, bigger, stronger people that you're not going to be able to just overpower them the whole time. And so you have to be able
Yeah.
to get them to play off a little bit with that threat.
But having a back like Derrick Henry really helps at the same time because
Oh,
then
yeah.
when they do stack the box, that opens up everything else. And I'm hoping to see. Really want to see what AJ Brown can do this year, because
Yeah.
he's a freak and he's got all the talent in the world, and I
And
can
it
see him
should
having a big year too.
it should be a huge help to him because he's such a big talent and he's such a big body and physical person and has so much speed and stuff to him
Yeah,
that when they do pack the box like that, a quick 3-step drop, if he can beat his cornerback off it on a slant route and he's gone kind
Yeah.
of thing. So
Yeah. And then also Leonard Fournette, cut from the Jags,
yeah.
goes to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I think that's a big steal for them. I guess it's not a steal because he was in the free agency, but that's a
Yeah.
big signing for them.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to play a huge factor right off the bat. Well, one, he's stepping into week one, not even knowing the playbook, not knowing anything, not having any reps with the team and all that stuff. So he's not going to be like, and they've already said he's not the featured
Yeah,
back.
Bruce
He's not
Arians already
even
came out saying that Ronald Jones is still a starter, and they got
right.
Shady behind him too. So
Exactly. So I think eventually over time it's going to form into Leonard taking the number one role.
yeah,
I think LaShawn McCoy always still plays a very pivotal role in every offense that he's in. But eventually over time, Fournette is going to take that lead spot. But it might not be till next year even. Was it a 1 year deal or
it's a
I thought
1
it
year
was
deal. Yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. No, as the year goes along, I think he's gonna get more and more carries because
Yeah.
he's clearly the most. We haven't really seen what Ronald Jones can do yet, but from like the thing about Fournette is that he hasn't had a bad year yet. He was
Right,
hurt. He was hurt last year, but that's it.
Yeah. He hasn't had a great year. Nobody's looked at his numbers and gone, whoa, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's definitely living up to the hype and everything that he had coming out of college. But has he had a fully healthy season yet?
I think his rookie season, he was healthy
Just his rookie season.
most
But
of the time. Yeah.
I think that's why they're just like, he's not living up to the hype. It's too much of a headache. They're talking about contract disputes. Like, we're moving on in every other area. Let's move on here
And it's
and
clear.
restart.
The problem is that it's clear that they're tanking because he was on his rookie contract still, so it wasn't making that much money.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
it hasn't really like came out that he was a bad influence in the locker room at all. So it's just so obvious that the Jaguars are tanking that I think that can have a detrimental look on the franchise as a whole.
Right. I think it was just a lot of headbutting between contract disputes, ownership, coaches, and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Not necessarily like toxic or anything, but just they were like, if we're not all on the same page, then let's just move on.
Yeah, totally. But now he finds a home in the Bucks, and I think that offense is going to be scary though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I don't think. I think people really hopped on the bandwagon of Gronk coming back. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be just a solid tight end, but I don't think he's going to put up the numbers like
He's not
he
going to
did
be the
in New
same.
England.
No.
No. But I mean, Tom Brady is still Tom Brady, and you got Chris Godwin, who's a speed threat like no other on the outside, and then Mike Evans, who you can just basically throw the ball up to.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough to stop that offense. But
Yeah, and besides Gronk, they also have OJ Howard and Cameron Brate, so they have a solid tight end crew. And so if Tom Brady can play like he usually does, then I think they'll live up to the hype.
yeah, they'll probably use a lot of those two tight end sets that they used when they had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I saw today Alvin Kamara got his I think it was a 5-year extension.
Oh, just wait. We're get
Oh, did
follow
I jump
sidebar.
it?
Follow sidebar. Come on,
Did I jump it? Where'd that
extensions are
come
coming
from?
up. We got one more in between that.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, we got
It's
me
down here.
We
down
got,
here.
We're right here right now.
Okay. My bad, guys.
First, we got Josh Gordon re-signed with us too. So just want to cover that real quick.
Love it.
Love it. Yep.
Love every second of it. I mean, it wasn't a huge contract. You're bringing a guy back. He already knows the offense, so he can just hop back into it and all that stuff. I haven't heard anything more about his suspension stuff because technically he's still suspended.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to be able to appeal that and win it to be able to play and everything. But I would think that he's going to win it here pretty soon or get it lifted or whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
But I think it's huge. And it's funny because I saw something, Paul Richardson, which he was great for his first couple of years when he was here and all that stuff. We re-signed him, but they're talking about they're probably going to cut him when he becomes eligible to be able to play. But it's just going to be like you're going to have DK and Josh Gordon on the same field together with Tyler Lockett. And I mean, you have so many options of who plays in the slot, who stays on the outside. Do you want the speed in the slot? Do you want the speed on the outside?
No, yeah, you're giving Russ so many options to work with, and it's really fitting the whole "let Russ cook" mantra this offseason.
Yeah,
Everyone's been saying it, and I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think they're going to follow that.
And I want to see them. I want to see them adapt more of a because I guess my biggest and really only peeve with Russell all the time is that I feel like he just escapes the pocket way too quickly, which comes from our offensive line being awful and somebody in his face all the time.
Yeah.
But even when they do hold it, he runs. Like, why not use they do it with Patrick Mahomes, they do it with Lamar a little bit on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a drawn out rollout. Like let
Yeah.
him roll out. Have the offensive lineman know that he's rolling out to his right. Let him go out there and post up on stuff because he's great on the run. And I think most of the time when he tries to get out of the pocket is because he's so short. He's got to get around those guys to be able to see. And so it's going to clear up his vision and everything. He can throw on the run. He can set his feet, throw the other way. Like just let him move a little bit more. Let him cook, right? Let Russ
Let him
cook.
cook. Let him cook. Yeah. I'm hoping to see a less of a balanced approach from him too, because from the offense as a whole,
Right.
because especially with Chris Carson, he's I don't know what's the update on him. Is he going to be able to play week 1 or
As far as I saw, I thought I saw that he's bouncing back for week 1.
okay?
The
Okay.
fantasy app is amazing, so I'm gonna look at it right now to
Oh,
see
there
if
you
he's
go.
questionable or not.
Um,
But I like where you're going with it. Like
but we
if he's
clearly had a running back injury problem last year,
yep,
so let's try to keep Chris Carson more healthy and
exactly.
use him a little less. And if you want to keep running it, rotate them through more because I think we have 3 very capable backs.
Yeah, they said that DJ Dallas has looked really good
I
so
heard that
far.
too.
So
Yeah, but Travis Homer had flashes last year. Carlos, people forget about Carlos Hyde.
dude, Carlos
He
Hyde
made the
was
final roster, and
yeah.
he's on the wrong side of 30, I believe. But I think he still has some football left in him because he hasn't. I know he's been kind of sitting out the last couple of years with injuries and stuff. So
Right, but I mean he's poised for he could break out at any point in time too.
anytime,
Yeah,
yeah,
as far as I see on my fantasy app, Chris Carson is not even questionable. He's healthy.
oh, he's healthy. He's ready to go.
Green light, ready to go. But I agree. He had a fractured hip last year, so don't like pound,
Yeah,
pound, 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 and run with Russ a little bit
yeah,
more. Like the guy, he's a baseball player. He knows how to slide. He knows
yeah,
how to avoid hits and all that kind of stuff. Do some more, and I don't know if it's his call to a lot of times on those option reads to not
yeah,
tuck and run with it, but maybe if it like call a couple of them of like, hey, you are tucking and running. Like I don't care if
yeah,
Jadeveon Clowney is coming down your throat because you can make a move and get around him, kind of thing. Like
yeah. Because
I
why
just want
not?
to,
Yeah,
I want to smell, I want to smell Russ's cooking in the living room every Sunday,
it should be
or
every day,
or
every
or
Sunday,
Monday or Thursday,
or whatever it is. Yeah,
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 I want to smell like maybe a little bit bacon and eggs on Sunday morning, maybe
yeah.
maybe
Oh, some hash browns
chicken,
maybe in there too.
some
Yeah.
chicken fried steak on
Oh,
Monday
oh,
night. Like
oh,
like
oh.
I want to taste it.
You already know. But yeah, Josh Gordon. Let's pray he stays out. If he does get reinstated, pray he stays out of trouble. Because
And he was so clutch. Even if you look at his numbers and you're like, oh, those weren't fantastic.
clutch
Like
catches
he was clutch on third down. I mean,
in
literally,
the San Fran game.
I feel like Russ could come up to the line, point at Josh Gordon, and say, "Hey, run a slant,
Yeah.
and just poof."
No, if they're in man coverage and you tell him to run a slant, he's getting open.
Yeah, I mean, and the dude, people don't realize what speed he has and all that kind of stuff. Like he is borderline Hall of Fame career if he never gets in trouble and doesn't like have
Yeah.
major injuries and plays his whole career, even in Cleveland. Like
Yeah.
borderline.
He could have been.
probably.
Yeah, he could have been special
Yeah.
if he stayed out of trouble and stuff.
And he's still got time.
He's got time. What is he like 27 or something?
Yeah,
It's
but
crazy because it seems like he's been here around forever.
right, but his
And
body's
he's-
only like 24.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. So a couple big contract extensions you almost brought up. I actually didn't see Kamara got extended. Is that
Just-
official?
It just came through. I took a screenshot on ESPN. So Kamara gets his 2 hours ago. He gets his extension for 5 years, 75 million.
Okay.
Ooh, and then another one came in an hour before that. Cooper Cup gets
And
a 3 year, 48 million.
and also this morning, Dalvin Cook
Yes, I saw that one.
gets a 5-year extension too. So big moves being made
Yeah.
this morning.
His name's right there.
I definitely would have put Kamara on there if I saw it.
Oh,
But,
for sure. It just broke. So
It just broke, yeah. And then Watson was last week,
yep,
I believe. Then Ramsey was a few days ago.
like 2 or 3 days ago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. But all those are good signings in my book. I think Jalen Ramsey is by far the best corner in the NFL, even though he is a kind of a headache. He's just so elite when it comes to
It kind of like adds like I feel like that defensive back position, you kind of have to be a headache. Like
Yeah.
Richard Sherman was fantastic for us and is still playing really well in San Francisco because like why would you not want the wide receiver that's sitting across from you to just like absolutely mentally break down?
Yeah, then the more you can get into the wide receiver's head, the more he's gonna mess up. So
Or he's gonna try too hard
Try too
to
hard,
burn you or
yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
and he's gonna you might find a couple people like in baseball when people try and tick off Mike Trout, he doesn't ever, and he stays so cool, and he
Yeah.
just hits nukes off of you and all that kind of stuff. Like you might tick somebody off and they play better, but the odds of that happening, like just hit them harder.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Deshaun gets paid, and then that's a
Yeah.
great move. You can't. No one can argue that.
No, not at all. There was no reason for them not to. It wasn't ever a discussion of are they going to. It was when,
Just
for how
when.
long,
Yeah.
how much.
I mean, you never know with old Billy over there because
That's true.
you never know what he's thinking. So he could have been like, you know what, we're gonna go in a different direction. I really like what I'm seeing out of Chase Daniel or something.
Yeah, no kidding. The only one that I saw, and I even think I saw somebody put an article out or something like that, is that the Dalvin Cook move was a little bit of a risk.
Mhm.
He hasn't been fully healthy in a long time. I think the last 2, maybe 3 seasons I've had him on fantasy at one team or another, and it always seems that he gets hurt like at the most crucial times of my season or for the most crucial weeks, but it's whatever. So it was a little bit of a risk, but like they said, it was one that they had to take. Like it's Dalvin Cook when he's
Yeah.
healthy and he's ready to cook and he's ready to roll. Like
He's a top 5 back. Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure. And so why not take that risk and
Yeah.
why not give it and I haven't seen the details of the contract, but with so much of the stuff where you can like have incentives, like hey, you have to play this much of the season. Hey, you have to
Yeah.
get this.
So
many yards
it's
on stuff.
5 year. I just had it up. 5 years, 63 mil, 28 guaranteed.
See, perfect.
Yeah.
So you didn't even guarantee him half. Like it's just a little bit below half, but he still like can earn up to that if he's Dalvin Cook.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but was he threatening to hold out at all?
I don't remember with him. I know
Okay.
Kamara was, but I don't
Yeah.
remember
I
with
thought
Cook.
beginning of the offseason he was threatening to hold out, but maybe he never did. I don't know.
Yeah, he might have. I don't know. I've been so engulfed with baseball since it came back that
Oh, true.
I haven't seen a whole lot of it. But yeah, I think every single one of those, even Cooper Cup,
Oh,
like I think that's a huge
I
like
love me some Coop.
soar Eagles soar.
Yep.
Love it.
Go
I
Eags.
think that he's just so sure-handed.
Mhm.
He's basically like the Julian Edelman of the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
But better.
Absolutely. Justin says, "What about Stephon Gilmore? He isn't a headache, and he's the best in the game."
I see. I don't agree. Like, I do agree that he isn't a headache, but I think that Ramsey just has the upper. I'm a huge fan of big body physical
Mhm.
cornerbacks.
Yep.
I think that Gilmore can be out. What would I say? Out physicaled. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that when he gets paired up against, like, if you would put DeAndre Hopkins or somebody just a big DK Metcalf, even like a big receiver, like he's just not going to be able to hold up physically.
Yeah.
He's going to do just fine because he's still
Oh no,
one of the
he's
best
great.
quarterbacks in the league.
Top,
But I would
yeah.
I would feel way more comfortable putting Jalen Ramsey on it, and I think that Ramsey can play down with the small guys too because he's fast enough.
Yeah, and the only type of corner I would give money like that to is a corner like that. Just a big-bodied guy who can outplay it. You can match him up with anyone. You can go throw him on a big guy, small guy, and just stick with him no matter what.
Right.
And I think Gilmore can sometimes get outplayed when he gets put
Also-
up with one of them. So I don't know.
Also, he's on the Patriots, so
Yeah.
sorry.
That's a big L too. Yeah.
But he's definitely top 5 in my book for sure.
Yeah.
Right behind Griffin, Trey Flowers, and Quentin Dunbar.
The boys.
Hawks.
Go Hawks. Yeah. So we can move on to some like NFL predictions. I don't know if you made I told you to make some, didn't I? Or
Did I nail
not?
it? Oh, I made them. Don't worry.
Okay.
Did I nail it? Am I on it?
Nope. Down a little. That should be good. The stream's a little delayed.
NFL predictions.
There we go.
Oh,
there we
so
go.
I
You're
don't
on it.
remember. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember because I didn't remember. But did you account for the fact that we expanded the playoffs this year?
No.
So, luckily I saw this. So we're expanded to what? So what would it be? 16 teams? No, 14 teams.
14.
14 teams.
Only one team gets a bye now.
Yep, 2
Yeah.
more wild cards. So there's 3 wild cards out of each conference.
Correct.
and only the number 1 seed get
That's
buys.
big. That's
That's
big.
huge. Some some people might say, "Oh, whatever, it's a buy and all that kind of stuff." But there's a thing here that said there's only been one team out of the last 6 years, 8 years, six. One team out of the last 6 years that has made it into the made it past the first 2 rounds
Hmm.
and not had a buy.
Interesting. Wow.
I don't
So
know how.
it's
I don't
just
know
yeah,
how.
it just puts getting that one seed so much more important
Yeah,
than
I mean,
years
it's just
past.
it's tough, and especially for a number 2 seed, like you just barely are below the number 1 seed. And now you got to go play
Or
somebody.
even if you're like tied with each other and there's some
Yeah,
crazy tiebreaker like division record or something ends up coming into play.
that would be super frustrating. So the thing that I think I'm most excited for is the fact that we're gonna have on June or January 9th and January 10th, because I got them right here.
Six
We got
games.
we got triple headers coming. We
Oh,
got bang bang bang.
I'm hyped.
Woo!
That's gonna be sick.
Got to love it. What do you want to? Let's just run down like divisions real quick.
Yeah. Where do you want to
What do you
start?
think? I got AFC East pulled up.
Okay.
Okay, AFC East. In my opinion, it's Buffalo's world, and we're all just living in it.
I'll agree. Yep.
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 I don't
But
even.
but I hate to say it. Don't sleep on the Patriots, man.
Oh yes. Okay. Don't sleep on them
Patriots
because
are going to be up there. I think Patriots are going to finish second. Yeah,
it,
Cam. I think Cam is going to be on a revenge tour of like the century, man.
I agree.
He's got such a chip on his shoulder.
Oh,
And
for sure.
I've heard that him and Belichick get along really, really well, and those two are just going to click. And
Well, it didn't surprise me that they get along. Like they're both kind of hotheads, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
but was he a multi-year contract or just one?
I think just one.
Okay. I think that even if it's just a rental, I think that they're going to extend him at some point in time,
I think
and
so.
they want to
Yeah.
keep him around. But I think it's going to take about a year for them to really click and figure out because it's a whole new offense. Like
Yeah.
he can't run Tom Brady's offense. Like they've got to put a whole
And
new
it
one
was
in.
really surprising when they actually signed him because I thought for sure Belichick was on the tank for T-Lore train.
I know. We all
But
know.
yeah, but I think from Belichick's side of things, he really wants to show that he can win without Tom,
Yep.
and his best chance to do that was to go sign a former MVP.
Yeah, I think that they compete.
Yep.
In fact, they might even compete for a wild card spot.
Yep.
But I think Buffalo just made enough moves. The Diggs trade, that's huge. That's
I think
huge.
Josh Allen's gonna have a breakout year too. I
For
I
sure.
really like Josh Allen. If he can pinpoint his accuracy, he's already a good runner. He's
Yep.
got we all know he's a cannon. So
Yeah,
if he
Devin
can just take that
Singletary.
next level of hitting guys, then
Yep, Singletary will be big for him in the backfield. The defense
they drafted a
is
back too. I forgot who it
hard
was
as the
though.
rock. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember either.
But I know they drafted a rookie back to go along with Singletary, so they got
Yeah.
a good backfield now too.
I just think it's their
Um,
year.
Who's the fourth team in the?
The Dolphins and
I
the
know
Jets.
Dolphins and Jets, yeah. But Dolphins, like I think could be okay. Like towards the end of the year, but we'll see. I don't know. And the Jets are just
Yeah, trash.
trash,
AFC
so
North.
trash.
We got Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Are you doing? Is that your order?
Oh no!
Okay.
I was just saying who's in it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, okay.
absolutely not.
Well, that's another league. That's another division where it's the Ravens' world. And we're just living in it, in my opinion.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I think Browns.
Yeah. I put Steelers ahead of Browns.
I think Browns have a bounce back year and compete for a wild card spot.
Are you putting Browns second place? Okay. I put Steelers second. You're getting Big Ben back. Juju's fully healthy. James Conner's fully healthy. I think they'll be back to their normal form of what they were the last few years instead of last year.
Yeah, I think they definitely start to return. But I think that Big Ben just isn't.
He's a big question mark because he's coming out. He's a 38-year-old coming off of elbow surgery. So
Yeah,
that's
it's just not going to be there.
yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion that halfway through the year he gets benched and they start to move on.
Really?
Anyways, yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of him in the first place. He was definitely down on the goal line. The snow screwed us over, but I think I just have never been a huge fan of him. I think that he's just not going to recover. He's not going to recoup, and it's going to be mid-season for
See,
sure.
I just have no faith in Baker because I think Baker just isn't all whatever. Like he'll always be okay, but I don't think he's going to take that step that everyone
Yeah.
thinks he's supposed to.
I don't think he's going to be amazing. I just think they have enough weapons around him to be able to help out.
Yeah, and they got Nick Harris at center, so go Dogs.
Oh. Love it. Okay, AFC South, we got Colts, Jaguars, Titans, Texans.
This is a toss up.
This is a tough
This is a
league
toss up.
because the Titans, I mean, we all saw what they did in the
Hmm.
playoffs last year. They're definitely a threat. The Texans are always a threat because they've got Deshaun Watson and a pretty solid defense with them.
Yeah.
But don't sleep on the Colts.
I like the Colts to win the division.
Oh, I don't know if I'm that awake.
I'm awake. I'm fully awake
Woke.
on the Colts. Yeah.
I like it.
I think the only thing they were missing last year was a quarterback, and I think they got him in Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers has a bounce back year, kind of I wouldn't really call it a farewell tour, but almost as if like, oh, this is my second like career starting up. Now it's time to like, because I know that he wants a Super Bowl deep down for sure. So
For sure. I think you're right. Philip Rivers is highly underrated.
mhm.
People really get stuck on the interceptions, but I mean, he is a quarterback, so if he throws a lot of interceptions, it does not help his case.
No.
I think that those go down this year because a lot of times he was chasing things, trying to push things, getting down by a lot of points, so he's chucking the ball and everything. He's kind of a Brett Favre-esque
Yeah.
gunslinger.
Yeah.
So I think those numbers go down, and I think that they like other teams I've talked about, I think they compete for a wild card spot, especially since
Yeah.
there's 3 of them this year. But I think I'm gonna give it to the Titans, honestly.
Yeah, that's
I
my
think
second. Yeah, I put them in second. Yeah.
I think Tannehill continues to be just solid enough. I think he might even be a little bit better than people are expecting him to be this
Mhm.
year. I think he's a really good pocket passer, and if you give him the time that he
Yeah.
actually can wheel and deal. Derrick Henry has another huge year. They help each other with drawing attention off each other, and it's not that it's a huge game changer because their defense was already great, but the Jadeveon Clowney signing really bolsters their pass rush
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah, and they already saw defense before that too. So
Yeah, they were solid, and Vrabel knows how to use them. He'll probably stand up a little bit. They'll probably go more 3-4 and all that stuff. I mean, it's gonna be fun.
yeah, so I definitely have them finishing second, Texans third. Sorry, Minshew mania, but
Sorry, Jags.
yeah, and all the Kook fans out there who
Cougs.
drool over Minshew.
Right. So I think.
No offense.
Sorry, Carrie. I think that with my 3 wild card spots,
We got one
I'm
more
gonna-
division still.
I'm gonna fill them up
Wait, we got one more
Af-
division. Just wait.
after we go to the AFC West.
Yes.
Just let me talk. Come on.
Come on.
I was just saying my wild card spot is gonna be filled with all the other leagues.
Oh, duh. Okay. Of course.
AFC West is an absolute case of
Oh, who knows? Oh,
it could be the Broncos, it could be the Chargers.
Raiders.
Las Vegas isn't it? No, it's not even like
That's
not even a
close.
question.
It's not even
Kansas
close.
City Chiefs blow everybody out. The other 3 don't even like sniff
Yeah.
anything.
It's not gonna be close. I don't even have any of them making the playoffs.
Nope.
I think they're all. I think I'd probably put the Raiders in second.
Yeah, I think the Raiders take second, and
Yeah.
if anybody in that division contends for a wild card, it's them, and it's solely for the fact of new stadium, new team,
Yeah.
new me. Let's see what we can do.
And Derek
Like,
Carr gets back to what he did a few years ago too.
right, but
That's-
that would be the only thing.
Only way.
The other ones, nope.
Yeah.
Now wild card.
Now, yeah.
Wild card. I'm gonna give it 1 to the Patriots.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give 1 to the Texans because I had the Titans winning it.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll the dice here and give 2 to the AFC South and say that the Colts grab
Okay.
that last
There we
one.
go. Okay. I'm pretty much the same. I'm gonna go Patriots, Titans, and but I'm gonna throw the Steelers in there instead of the
Okay.
Texans because
Okay.
I know you were pretty low to Steelers, but I think they definitely will have a bounce back here, and I think they'll slide in there.
I sure hope they have a bounce back year, but
Mhm.
I just don't see it happening. I don't think Big Ben's going to be good enough. And I think that their backups are going to have like lifelong concussions from still getting a helmet bounced off their forehead. So it's going to be a
Oh,
tough
man.
one. Is Dobbs
Uh,
there? Is Josh Dobbs there?
No, he got cut by someone.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah. 1 seed we're in agreement. That's the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Ravens are going to fall off a little bit. They're not going to finish 14-2 again, but
Nah, I think they still
Somewhere.
grab the 2 seed.
they'll be the twos. I think no, I'm not saying that, but
Oh,
they're not going to
yeah,
be the 14-2 they were
okay. I see what you're
team
saying.
they were
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I think that they're still going to be really solid.
Yeah.
people game plan a little bit better from Lamar this year, but I think they're going to be pretty
They'll be
solid.
around the 11-5, 12-4 mark, I think, for sure.
Yep. Buffalo.
3, yeah.
Buffalo for 3, and then who does that leave that
Colts.
with?
Well, you had the
Whoever our
Titans, who
AFC.
are AFC
Yep.
Southwest, because that's clearly the weakest division out of all 4, I think, or maybe unless you count the AFC West without the Chiefs, but balance wise, I think the South is there. I don't know.
I think actually, in my mind, the South is actually probably the toughest division.
Toughest. That's okay.
Yeah,
The least top heavy. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Correct. I think their number 1 coming out is going to be the weakest of the number ones. But I mean, they've got Colts, Titans, and Texans who can all fight for it, where everybody else has 2 at tops probably.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right, so we can move on to the NFC now.
Yep.
What do you want to start
East.
with?
East. I'm going through the app, so if you're following on the app with me, NFC East is next with it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go with the New York Football Giants.
Really?
Yes.
That's a shocker.
No, just wait. I like Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley is a beast. And I think that they just have enough pieces, like with Shepard and Golden Tate, offensive wise, and Evan Ingram. I think they just have enough solid guys. But I hate the Cowboys. I think there's too many trips.
You can't let bias get into your predictions.
No, I'm not letting bias.
Okay.
I'm telling you, New York Football Giants grabbing the division.
Okay. I personally don't think their defense is there yet, or their old line. So that's what's holding them back. But they got a good future. If they can get a few more pieces down the road, they'll be good. But I like the Eagles to take the division. I think Carson Wentz is going to have a big bounce back here. I think Miles Sanders is a up-and-coming star running back too.
I hope so.
I don't think he's going to live up to the hype of being a top 10 fantasy pick like some people were picking him at. That's a little weird to me.
Stop it.
But did you pick him?
Yeah, I had to. He was I grabbed a right receiver and you guys all grabbed running backs and I had
Which league are we talking about? Are we talking about the 6-person league?
No.
Okay.
Nobody cares about that one. Yeah, we're in
a
we're in a 6-person fantasy league. Like our teams are stacked.
It's nuts.
That's crazy.
No, I thought Miles Sanders dropped in that draft though. Your family one. You scrapped him.
Well, he did into the second or third round,
Okay,
but he was my first running back
okay.
I picked.
Anyways, I think the Eagles, they have a good D. And I think I almost went with the Cowboys, but there's too much Cowboys hype, man. Every year I feel like they're a trendy pick to win the East, and then they end up finishing like 9-7 or something.
Yeah, I think that there's just too much pressure on their heads. I think that Dak doesn't live up to the hype this year. I think Zeke's always going to run well and all that
I
kind of
do
stuff.
hope Zeke has a big year because he's on like 5 of my fantasy teams. So
I think Zeke.
Please.
I think Zeke will. Zeke always has good years, but I just don't. I don't see them doing anything to get over the hump. Like they've been on this hump forever, and they just don't do anything to push over it.
No.
I don't think. I think Wentz is done. I think he's been done.
Really?
I
think that's why they drafted Hurts.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy, and that's the thing too. You got somebody knocking on the door. I think he's going to crumble under pressure, and they're going to try and see what Hurts can do.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year, but probably next year.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
North.
This is kind of a toss-up too.
This one is a little bit tougher. I'm going with, after that big signing, the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
Adrian Peterson. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay. I think I'm going with the Packers. I don't know. It was such a toss-up for me between the Vikings or the Packers.
Yeah, that one's tough too. I love Rodgers. I think he plays extremely well, but I think that there's just too many question marks, especially on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what to do and all that stuff. I think that Rodgers is getting older, and it's kind of exactly like the old Packers quarterback, Brett Favre. Maybe the decision making isn't the best in the world as we keep going down.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of weapons still with him.
And he also is going to be a little upset that they picked a quarterback in the first round. So I think either he plays just lights out, or throws a fit and just doesn't do anything, and just I'm getting out of here anyway. So
yeah, I think the Vikings are able to take it and take the league and run with it for a little while. If Cook stays healthy, that's huge for them.
Yeah.
They did lose Diggs, but they still have Thielen on the outside. They still have
They
Kyle
drafted
Rudolph,
Justin Jefferson too.
and they have Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
I think that Kirk Cousins has kind of finally gotten over that bump of can't do anything in the playoffs, and so I think
You like that. You like that.
we do like that. I think that he finally gets that chip off his shoulder and just gets to go out and go play.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Lions were actually a trendy pick. Some people are actually picking the Lions to win the division, but still see it.
Still too many.
That'd be cool to
still too
see
many
because
holes.
like I want to see Stafford succeed because he's been around for a while and he's always been solid, but the team around him just has never been good.
Yeah, and I think it's too late.
Yeah.
If they would have got this team around him 4 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe, but it's too late, I think.
Yeah.
He's coming off shoulder surgery from last year,
Yeah.
isn't he?
He is
Kinda tough.
He was out the rest of the year last year, and they went 0-8 without him last year.
Yeah, that's rough. Rough.
Very rough.
NFC South.
Go for it. You know you want to.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay, baby. I think he pushes them over the hump. It's going to be tough. It's an uphill battle, but they do it.
I'm gonna have to say it. Who dat? I don't think I like the Saints as an overall team way more than the Bucks, and I'll take Drew Brees any day over Tom Brady.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be it's a absolute uphill battle for the Buccaneers to be able to do it. But if anybody can do it, it's Tom Brady.
But the Bucks could definitely win a division, though. I'm not putting them out of the running at all.
For sure.
I think they have a way better defense than people think. Last year they were ranked, I think it was like 28th overall, and
Wow.
they took out Jameis Winston's 6 pick sixes or like 6 or 7,
Right.
and drives where he put him like inside the 30. They hopped up to like the 6 overall defense.
Yeah, they're pretty solid on the other side of
Yeah.
the ball. And I think that they just made just enough offensive moves to be able to kind of get up and over that hump. And like I said, if anybody can take somebody to the promised land, it's Tom Brady.
Yeah, and then don't sleep on the Falcons either. They'll make some noise too, I think.
I don't think you can sleep on anybody in this league. I've been a huge fan of Teddy Bridgewater since the day he stepped
I know.
into-
I was about to say that too. The Panthers. I was talking about that with some friends earlier.
That's not a
Spence, I'm
huge.
looking at you, but
That's not a huge. I don't even know if I would say downgrade because Cam wasn't great in his last year with them, but that's not a huge difference for him. Like
Yeah.
he's actually probably quicker and a little bit more mobile. We'll see exactly because he didn't
Cam's
do a whole
definitely the
lot
more
with,
talented
with New
quarterback by
Orleans.
far. But
Right.
Yeah. But we'll see. Yeah.
All right, everybody's favorite league, the NFC West.
If we don't pick the Hawks, we're going to be. Come on.
I don't think you can go against the Hawks. Like, I feel like we would get our coffee privileges taken away from us if we went
Yeah.
against Seattle.
I
don't
gotta
drink
pick the
coffee,
Hawks,
though.
man. I think they pull it out this year and they win the West.
And I think that I can do it without a biased opinion
Yeah.
because,
So we did so before you say anything, we did make predictions in an earlier episode of the record.
oh,
Remember
we
that?
did.
We did, yeah.
I
think
remember it.
I
don't remember.
do you remember? I think I had him at I want to say 10-6.
I think so,
Maybe,
and I think
maybe 11-5.
I think so. Yeah,
But I don't think either of us had him winning the division back then.
I don't think we did at all. For me, I really do think as long as he can get eligible to Josh Gordon
That's a big one.
signing,
I think
is huge.
I think the Jamal Adams thing changes everything on defense too.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole world difference. I'm really hoping that the restructuring of the offensive line has been a rebuilding and re-strengthening and
Yeah.
not just new faces. So
Yeah. So Spence said the Hawks get a wild card. 49ers brought everyone back. I know they did, but I think the Seahawks were literally 1 yard away from winning the division last year.
yeah. And did anybody watch Jimmy Garoppolo at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Once everybody figured out that he can't throw and he can't
throw
complete
at all.
a pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I think Jamal Adams literally makes up for that 1 yard
Oh, for sure.
that missed that.
They don't even
we
get
could
close.
Yeah.
And is it Debo?
Debo
One of their
Samuel.
One of their wide receivers is sitting out this year.
The Debo's just hurt.
Is he hurt? Well, so I know somebody opted out of the year. One of their wide receivers. and it was a pretty decent name.
Emmanuel Sanders, did he sit out?
No, he's in New Orleans.
We'll see if Spence knows. Spence, who Godwin, Marquise Godwin set out.
That does not help. So,
No.
but I think that yeah, they're still going to compete and all that kind of stuff, but I don't even have them taking the wild card.
You don't
Nope.
really?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, was that all the divisions? Was that it?
Yep, we got through
Okay.
all the divisions.
So
I think we can both agree that Tampa Bay and New Orleans are both going into the playoffs.
yeah, absolutely.
So for me, it would be New Orleans. For you, it would be Tampa Bay as grabbing a wild
Yep.
card spot.
Yep.
I've got the Arizona Cardinals grabbing a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray has a fantastic year and leads me to victory in my fantasy football league. DeAndre Hopkins boosts his game like crazy. Kenyon Drake plays great. Isaiah Simmons has 12,000 pick sixes from every single position on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Peterson has a bounce back year. Like, I see it.
I could see that happening, but I'm not hyping on that bandwagon just yet because I'm not. I think Kyler Murray's going to struggle this year with all the hype. I think he's getting all this hype because of what Lamar did last year, and people are trying to find the next Lamar, and I don't think he's Lamar.
I could see that, but I think he's got potential to be even better than Lamar.
Yeah.
Like he's got it. I don't know if he ever reaches it, but the dude looked pretty good at Oklahoma.
He did, yeah. For me, I definitely like the Niners and as a wild card team. How many wild card teams are there again? 3.
3. Yep.
Definitely
So you got-
9. I'm gonna go Niners, Vikings, Bucks.
Gotcha. So I've got Arizona, New Orleans, and my heart is telling me to go with the Detroit Lions.
Is it because of the jersey?
It's a little bit because of the jersey, Megatron, but like you were saying earlier, and you actually kind of swayed me a little bit just right then when we were talking about the Lions. But I think that they just did enough to be able to support Stafford.
Yeah.
Stafford could have a bounce back year. He was
Yeah.
hurt last year, so it's not like he really declined. But if you ever had him in fantasy football, he puts up numbers like
He does put
crazy.
numbers. It's just the
because he
team around him has been so bad, and his defense has been awful.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing is they hired Matt Patricia to be the defensive mind for that team. And
right.
it just hasn't worked yet.
So I'm wondering, maybe they finally figured out on kind of stuff, or maybe Matthew Stafford just looks at his locker room and says, "Offense, come over here. We've got to score 50 points again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of telling them to get a better defense. Let's just outscore them."
Yeah. I did see that Kenny Galladay is a little banged up right now. He might be out week 1.
Oh, that's not good.
But yeah, no, right behind the Bucks, Niners, and Vikings. I think the Cowboys are going to be in the hunt. Lions are going to be in the hunt. It's just the team. I think what this year shows is, compared to other years, it's so balanced out.
Yeah, the depth is pretty crazy on this side.
Besides, like maybe the Chiefs,
Right.
I think there's no elite teams. I think they're all just really solid. And as the year goes on, we'll see which ones are the real ones or the fake ones. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
so do you got a Super Bowl pick for us? I think we gotta make one before the season starts.
Super Bowl pick. I know it's a trendy one, but I love the story. I think Tampa Bay goes to Tampa Bay, takes them to the Tampa Bay Super Bowl, and wins it for Tampa Bay.
Spence is really gonna like that one.
I love the story to it.
Yeah.
And I really, if like I said before, if there's anybody that can make it happen, it's Tom Brady.
So I'm gonna go. It's really basic, but I think Chiefs are gonna repeat, and they're gonna beat the Saints out of the NFC. So Chiefs over Saints for me.
It's very tough to not.
NFC Championship though. Saints over Seahawks. So I got the Seahawks making NFC Championship, but I think the Saints will get the 1 seed
Right,
this year
and
for
get
me
that bye.
and get that bye and get that home field for the championship when the Seahawks have already had to play 2 games and I have played 1.
Yeah.
So that's my
I can see that.
Who do you got the
So
Bucks? Who do you got the Bucks over?
I was gonna say, so obviously my NFC team is Tampa Bay because that's who I've got it winning.
Mhm.
Um, I think I'm actually gonna go with Baltimore.
Okay.
I think that I think that they're just ready to rock, and I think that J.K. Dobbins makes that offense even more of a
You're
threat.
right. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be a contributor right away, but down as the season goes along, I think they definitely will get him involved in the offense more.
Oh,
And I saw him I saw clips of him in practice, just like of catching the ball so well too.
yeah.
So he can be that third down back for him too.
Well, and I think that they're gonna really utilize. I love seeing RG3 in there at times and stuff, but I think that he's gonna start to kind of hit the back roads because I think they're gonna use that Heisman package that they use with him and Mark Ingram, but
Mhm.
put JK in there.
Oh yeah,
Like so now, not only do I have 3 running threats out of the backfield that you don't know, now I've also got 2 receiving threats out of the backfield because RG3 can't catch. So, and then I think Hollywood Brown has a big year for him and
yeah.
stuff, and
No,
Willie Snead's I think still there. So
yeah.
maybe.
I'm definitely see that. I'm excited to see that AFC Championship if it happens between the Chiefs and the
Oh,
Ravens. That'd be a good matchup. But I don't. Yeah, I don't really see anything else happening
No.
unless Buffalo decides just to.
That is true. They could. They definitely could push. Yep. That's a sneaky pick
Dude,
right
I would
there.
love to see an AFC Championship at Buffalo, like
Could you imagine?
5 degrees. Just
I'm not even worried about
I
the
would-
temperature and degrees. You know that somebody's jumping off the top of the building through
onto your
plastic
table.
table.
Oh, easy.
Oh, for
Easy.
sure.
Oh, they better. I'd be so bummed if I didn't see that.
Bills Mafia, crazy.
But no, I'd be so down for that. I would love to see Buffalo succeed this year.
Definitely.
So, all right, so we can move down on the sidebar. Oh, also, like to let you guys know, I'm gonna start cutting out clips. Me and Mitch talked about this. I'm gonna start cutting out clips of specific things we talk about, and like posting like 6-minute videos on YouTube instead of posting just the full episode. So
yeah, that way
we're-
you guys can watch like just the parts that you want to watch.
Exactly, yeah. So we're still going to post the full episode, but now we can go a little bit longer instead of feeling like we're like going too long.
Restrained, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But now if we just cut out off the clips and you guys can pick, oh, well, I don't really want to listen to them hype up the Mariners like they do every week.
Right. And that way I can stop hearing from people, oh, I would watch it, but it's way too long. Now
Yeah.
you don't have an excuse.
Now you can just you can literally just go watch the clips. Yep.
Watch one of them, Grandma.
Calling her out. Come on.
No, she usually watches the whole thing. Shout out, Graham.
Okay. All right, so we can move on to just Seahawks predictions. We can go quick on this because we kind of already talked about it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Jamal Adams and Josh Gordon added in,
Yep.
gained them at least a win or two for
and-
me. So
Quentin Dunbar too. Quentin Dunbar getting eligible, not getting suspended or anything. That's huge.
right, but did I see something where there's more coming out now? But they already proved him not guilty, so
didn't.
they can't go back, right?
No,
I don't know. I thought I saw that something about
they didn't
text
prove him not
messages.
guilty. They just dismissed the case.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, Dunbar playing is huge. I think Jamal Adams and Josh Gordon gain at least a game or two, so I would bump mine up to like.
And
13-3.
if we actually let Russ cook, I think our offense is going to be top 5
Yep.
between having Tyler Lockett, having DK is just going to take another step up because DK is going to be an elite receiver this year. He's just
Oh, for
waiting
sure.
to
And
to
if
go
Carson stays healthy, easily top 10.
absolutely.
He stays
And
healthy and plays hard and plays to his potential. He
And
could be
having
a top
Carlos
5
Hyde
guy.
behind him and Travis Homer to be a solid third down back too because he can catch
Yep.
out of the backfield really well.
And DJ.
Oh yeah, I keep
Yeah.
forgetting about DJ.
I think we're gonna be totally fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 13-3.
13-3.
Yeah.
Up from 11-5 a few months ago.
I told you.
I like 12-4.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what I gotta go through the schedule again and see what games I have him winning, but I think I had him losing to the Rams a lot once. I think
Yeah,
I think they win both of those now because
Yep.
I think adding Jamal to the defense and Dunbar, they stop that. I'm not scared of the Rams offense right now. So
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah, I think we rolled. On.
yeah, no, 12-4, 13-3 makes sense. Yeah.
Let's go.
Perfect. All right. So there's some hope for Pac-12 football now.
There is a
You
little
saw
bit.
that, yeah.
Yeah. I also saw that the Pac-12 president came out and said that we are not playing unless we get all 12 teams.
Fire Larry Scott. What? Oh,
What?
sorry.
What? Yeah, so Larry came out and said we're not going to play unless all 12 are ready to play and ready to roll. So I think that puts a little bit more of a damper in it than we were originally hoping.
Yeah.
Because one team could ruin it for the rest of them. But from what I think I heard, and I don't know if you have any other details, but I heard possibly January start and
It's
looking
looking
at
at January. Yeah. Yeah.
still playing a Rose Bowl because the Big Ten's going to get going too.
Well, my hope is that the Big Ten waits until January 2 now, because it would be the amount of just the problems we would have if we were the only Power Five conference not playing. Because we already know the Pac-12 just looks awful compared to the other conferences like nowadays. But I think money wise, they would fall so far behind if they're not playing in the fall, and I don't think they'd really get a national audience in the January. So that's the only thing that worries me with that.
I don't think the Big Ten's going to wait.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to me because I saw that they were trying to still do the bowl game, and even somebody said even multiple bowl games.
Yeah, I saw
I'm
that
not
too.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you're going to make that happen because what is the Big Ten supposed to finish their season and wait around for a month to come
Yeah.
and play you? I mean, I
Who
guess
knows?
it's not
I
it's
don't.
not a whole lot of different from some of the bowl games, I guess, because some of them are waiting like a month after they played the last
But you
regular
have to
season
wait a
game.
while though.
Yeah. So it could still happen, but I'm just excited for them to play. Like, do you know how big of a moneymaker college football is for the universities?
It's huge. We're already seeing like how much money universities are having to cut right now because of them not playing football.
Yeah, the absolute unreal amounts. Like, I think the Pac-12 as like a conference is having to cut like their not for the universities, but for the Pac-12,
Yeah.
they're having to cut like $28 million.
Yeah.
That's
It's a lot.
rough.
It's a lot. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, what happened was the Pac-12 partnered up with, I want to say like a healthcare group or something. I don't know what exactly it was, a lab where they have testing that can get done, where the results can get done in what, 25 minutes? Is
Yeah.
that what it was? Yeah. Yeah. So, and that was one that the Larry Scott listed two things that were the problem, and it was like quick test.
Availability and
Yeah.
timely testing.
Yep. And then the second one was, I can't remember now.
Yeah.
It was something about like practicing, being able to practice and stuff, and getting the season ready. And
Yeah.
the problem with that is that we still need to wait on Oregon and California to let people practice.
Yep.
So that's the problem there. Yeah. So hopefully,
Hopefully
hoping.
January we're gonna see that purple on the field.
Yeah. So real
And your
quick, yeah,
and your boy over here is gonna be able to do some in-game stuff.
you know it. All right. So real quick, we can cover NBA playoffs real quick. So right now, as we're recording, the Lakers are up 3-1, and they play
Yes.
tonight.
At 5, I think. Yeah.
Yep. I think they'll take care of it tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last night, Clips lost to the Nuggets.
They blew a 16-point
Yep.
lead.
Yep. So that series is now 3-2.
3-2.
So if the Nuggets can get tomorrow,
I think the Nuggets get tomorrow,
and anything can happen. That's huge. Yeah.
and then I think the Clippers win Game 7.
I think that's the most likely scenario. But being able to get it to Game 7, then
Yeah.
it's just almost a toss up at that point. 'Cause
I mean, the the first Game 7 was an absolute like drainer of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're still doing it.
Yeah.
But that was such an emotional series last time. It's going to be a huge strainer this time. They're going to get to Game 7, and I think they're just going to run out of steam.
Yeah.
And Kawhi takes over. I think they're no longer calling him Pandemic P because he has turned back into Playoff P. Paul George has an excellent Game 7. I think it's just going to be too big of a hill to climb over.
And then what else happened? Oh, the
Celtics
took care of the Raps last year.
Game 7.
And I think that's what everyone, at least what I saw happening, because I think the Raps kind of got they were getting blown out most of those games. So
Well, I just don't understand why it took so long. Like when it got to Game 7, I was like, oh, they might blow this.
yeah,
But I think the better team did win. The Celtics
Absolutely,
are going to move
yeah.
on, and then Jimmy Butler and the Miami.
I'm really excited for that series because I love watching the Heat.
they're deadly.
They're so balanced too. It's not just like one guy. It's not like Jimmy Butler's clearly the star of the team,
Right.
but he's not a selfish player at all.
No, Tyler Harrow is having really good games. Duncan Robinson can shoot the
Yeah.
lights out.
Yes, he can.
Bam Abababoo can really bang on the boards. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And say as much as you want of Giannis was hurt, Giannis wasn't in his top form, whatever. They shut him down.
They did.
Even before he
Yeah.
rolled his ankle, they
Yeah.
shut him they shut that whole team down.
Yeah.
It- It's gonna be, I think, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens over there. I think with if they keep rolling with this momentum, I think Miami goes over Boston.
I can see
Um,
that.
I think Boston just has too many struggles that they showed in this last series, and I think Jimmy's really got them rolling. I think they push over the hump, but all I gotta say is it doesn't matter who's coming out of that side because you're either facing the Lakers or you're facing the Clippers, and I think the title comes home to LA.
Yeah.
And if Braun and AD keep doing what they're doing, there's not a chance the finals even goes into Game 6.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I definitely agree that whoever comes out of the West is winning. Most likely either LA team.
Yeah.
I do like the Celtics winning the series and not the Heat though. I think
Okay.
the Celtics overall have the most talent.
Yeah.
The Heat are really good. I think I'm gonna take Celtics in 7 actually. I think it's
Okay.
gonna get to 7, but then I think that the Celtics are just gonna rise to the
Yeah.
challenge like they did against the Raptors already.
I could definitely see a Game 7 too.
Yeah.
And I agree that the Celtics definitely are the more talented team.
Yeah.
I think they're missing a big guy. Like they're just in their whole lineup. They're just really missing a true big guy. But I think that the thing that pushes it's solely momentum.
Yeah.
Like I think just the
They're
fact that
rolling. They're clicking right now on all cylinders. They got chemistry going.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, the moment you guys have all been waiting for. We're talking
What?
some Mariners now. Let's go.
What? Can you guys read this? Can you read that?
We're in the hunt.
What?
We're in the hunt. We are actually in the hunt. We are currently 2.5 games out
2.5.
of second. Okay.
It would have
So-
been fantastic to win last night and go to 1.5, but we did not. It's
We
okay.
should have got that first game in San Fran too.
We should have got yeah.
But even
did-
on this little losing skid, the Astros are losing too. So we're not falling behind. So anyone who's watching and seeing us lose, do not stop watching them because we're still very much in it with about 15 games left.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to look and see what is happening right now. The only okay, cool. The Orioles tied it up. So the Orioles and Yankees are in extra innings right now. We are currently sitting, I think, 4.5 out of the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at 3, and it's starting to slip. The Yankees are
So-
starting to catch their footing.
Yep.
Um,
So it's the
and so-
Astros who we really have to just focus on catching.
right.
And we have a big series coming up with them in next week, I want to say.
Yeah, we have a series coming with them, which is huge. A 3-game series. No, it's gonna be the week after. So Monday, Tuesday,
Okay.
Wednesday of the week after, 21st through
Okay.
23rd. That's huge to have. We are currently playing Arizona, which I know that we lost last night, but they still are the worst team in the league. It's not us, guys. It's not us.
Yeah.
Arizona is the worst team in the league. We should easily be able to win today and tomorrow. We're 2.5 games back. The Houston Astros have the Los Angeles Dodgers today and tomorrow.
Beautiful.
So the Dodgers,
You'd love to
if
see
the
it.
if the numbers don't lie, the Dodgers take both games and we take both games. And going into Monday, we're a half a game out of the wild card. But wait, could there be? There's more. On Monday, we have a doubleheader, a makeup doubleheader with the Oakland A's. And I never like to celebrate it, so I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm going to simply state the fact that Matt Chapman is out for the rest of the year because he has to have season-ending surgery. That's stated. Now I'm going to make the point of the Oakland A's, for whatever reason it is, are automatically weaker now, and their overall has dropped a ton. We could grab both on Monday and be half a game up going into Tuesday. Huh. What?
It's crazy. The one
With one outfielder, on the roster. Irving
What-
doesn't count. Oh my goodness.
Come on, Jerry, call him up. You know you want to.
I
Call
want
him
him.
up.
I
Call
want
up.
him.
We want
I
him.
want
All I'm hoping for is if we're at least 3 games out going to the Astros series, That's all I'm hoping for right now. Because
I want
just give me a chance. Like
Yeah.
if we sweep and we're tied, just give me that chance. So if we can, because the Astros are probably going to start to win a little more. I'm guessing. Hopefully not.
I hope not too.
Obviously hope not. But they're probably going to start to find their footing a little bit after the Dodger series.
Oh, for sure.
So if we can just stick within 3 and maybe get a sweep
Yeah,
or get two of 3,
it would be awesome.
that'd be
But
huge.
with our luck, Verlander will come back for game 1 of that series.
Yeah.
But we get Oakland doubleheader. We get San Francisco for 2 games at home. I know that there's no fans in the stadium, so it's not home field advantage and all that kind of stuff. But I'm blaming the second game in San Francisco on the terrible weather because there was smoke everywhere. So like
Looked like
that's why we
Tatooine
lost.
outside.
It was disgusting. But San Francisco for 2. Hopefully they cool off by then. We can go and grab both of those. I mean, that's huge. We do have to see San Diego for 3 games before we see Houston. That's kind of rough because San Diego is hot.
We took care of him though.
I know, but they're just so good. You
Yeah.
never know. You get the 3-game series with Houston, and then we get a 4-game series with Oakland.
Listen, we're 19 and 25 right now. We need to finish 31 and 29 to get in, I think.
Yeah, and it's so doable.
So that means we need to finish 12 and 4.
So doable.
Okay.
But here's what I want to look at too is the Houston Astros where am I? So they got their 2-game against the Dodgers.
Mhm.
Here's the tough part. That's going to make it really hard for us to do it. 3-game set with Texas.
Yep.
3-game set with Arizona.
So they're getting all the easy games that we already had.
4-game set with Texas.
Yeah.
They don't even have Oakland left.
Yeah. But hey, we're not stopping believing. We are believing the whole way through.
Oh, for sure. We've got this. I can feel it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Just the fact that we're in this situation right now makes me so happy.
yeah. So let's just leave it out off that, and thanks whoever hopped into the live stream today. That was dope.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
was fun to interact. So let's get more.
Yep. Shout out to you, Spence. Tell your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Just get all your friends, or Spence, just make a whole bunch of different accounts and make it seem like there's like 10 people interacting with us.
That works too.
I
Yeah.
love it.
But
Be sure to check out our videos, even if it's just the clips, even
Yep.
if it's just about one little topic.
Yep.
Like it, subscribe it, love
and
it.
hope you guys like the sidebar.
Yes.
I'm proud of it because I think it looks really cool.
This is the right side, right?
Yep. You're good.
All right. Yes.
Yep. Alrighty. Sign us off, Mitch.
Yes, sir. Well, all of our viewers, either live or recorded, we want to thank you once again for joining us and taking this exit with us. We hope to see you next time. Check out our clips, leave comments, let us know what you want to talk about because we can rattle off stuff on this beautiful sidebar. We'll see you next time.
Beautiful.
All right.